Today we're going to introduce you to the zero trim functionality of the Autrol transmitter. Now this is highly recommended as one of the first steps to commissioning a pressure or differential transmitter in the field. This should always be done after it has been installed to the process and installed in the position it will finally be mounted in. This should not be done in the bench in the shop or in some other place where the transmitter will not finally reside. Now first, let's be reminded that to access the menus through the buttons that we are going to be using, we push down, we wait for a change in the display, and we release. It is very important that before starting the zero trim operation that you have a true zero applied. This means either blocking off from your process by using a manifold or using a block and bleed valve below a pressure transmitter, but separating it to where we can correct any bias from installation effect. So to do this, we have to totally isolate it from the process which it may be subject to get a true baseline zero where it's installed. Now, as we remember from before, the menu structure looks like this. So we will be accessing the trim in the main menus, and then in the sub-menu we'll be accessing the zero trim. Now, as we walk through this, please pay attention to how we go through the push button sequencing. So again, we would move back the cover to access the buttons, and we would push and hold both to see the change menu and let go. This is going to give us to trim. Now, to access the submenu Z trim, we will push and hold the span button, wait for the change on the display, and release. This is going to enable us to access the zero trim function, which is what we have described here earlier. Now, again, before you start any of this, you would want to make sure that you are blocked from process and at your true zero. So, to start that process, we hit and hold the span button, wait for the change on the display, and I've not pushed it quick enough, so you'll see this BT error. So, we'll begin from beginning. Push and hold, release, wait for trim, push and hold the span button, CZ trim, and then once again push and hold the span button and wait for it to show TR. This shows that it is going through the process of doing the zero trim on the transmitter. If you have more questions, please refer to the manuals available online at autroltransmitters.com.